when they say it's a boot camp, it is very much a boot camp like experience. For not having a lot of coding experience, it was funny because I've recently signed up to go back to community college, and I'm actually taking a Java course, and the first full class was just talking about the syllabus and expectations. Like you show up to Code Platoon and it's not that type of classroom experience. It's like, okay, open your computer, we're going to install an IDE on here, and we've got 50 other things that we're going to accomplish today just before you can even start writing the code. Here's your homework, we'll see you back here 8 a.m. tomorrow. And like the pace doesn't let up easily for the first 2/3 of the camp. But and everyone else in the room is going to be a military veteran or a spouse. So you have that stress, you have that tight quarters, but you also kind of have that kinship of like, you know, that everyone in there with you has experienced the same stuff, gone through the same things. So if you have a computer science degree, that's great. You've talked about computer science for 3 or 4 years, and you've learned way more about algorithms and data structures and how many data structures there are than you would by going to Code Platoon for 14 weeks. But you may not have actually written a ton of code. And that was kind of eye-opening for me. Like Code Platoon, and I was talking to 2 individuals, and they were both graduating with master's degrees in computer science from University of Illinois, Chicago. And I was showing them how to set up Visual Studio Code. And I didn't know that they were master's students until we were done. But like the fact that I'm 8 weeks into Code Platoon and I'm showing them how to set up some of these tools that we use in the industry, because they don't use Visual Studio Code. They use whatever software the teacher forces them to validate code and submit their homework through, right? Which is what I'm going through now. Like I'm not using an IDE that I want to use. I'm using the one they tell me I have to.
The 4-year degrees, I won't knock 4-year degrees. I mean, and also depending on the specific college, it's a branding, you know, there's certain colleges that people will identify, right? But the colleges are more historical and talking of theory and things of that nature. Immediately in our program, you are hands-on, building and working. And we tend to say, we're teaching you, or you're learning how to learn. So we're giving you the basic framework to be successful in understanding and deploying code. And that walking into an entry-level opportunity is gold.
As someone that doesn't have a college degree, like if I ever see an requirement that's like, hey, you need a bachelor's degree or 4 years of school, or 4 years of school or something like that, I usually just ignore that and apply anyways, because most of the time, what's more important is your skill set and what you can bring to the team. And it's not really, tech's kind of a weird space where it's not so reliant on, oh, you need to have X amount of years in school or have done X, Y, and Z. It's what have you done? What have you brought to an organization, or et cetera, et cetera. So